Alright, super quick. I'm going to go over some transactions that I have made, some of which are active for week 6, some of which are active for week 7. This whole thing started because Matt O'Shea wanted to tear his team down and offered me GENESECT on a silver platter. I had a Vikavolt and a Copperajah that together totaled 19 points. GENESECT is 19 points. So I retain the bug typing, the steel typing, I lose the electric typing, I lose sticky webs, I lose stealth rocks, and I lose 2 trick room abusers. So I wasn't even really thinking too much about whether this move makes my team all that much better. But when somebody offers you GENESECT on a silver platter in an Ubers League, a mod that you rarely have an opportunity to use, you take it. So, Vikavolt, gone. Copperajah, gone. Welcome, GENESECT, to the squad. GENESECT is a mon that absolutely wrecked us in week 1 of the season. I was very not prepared for it, not expecting it to be as much of a threat as it was. And this mon is going to be really fun to use this season, although it does mean that we do have 2 Ubers now, Calyrex, Ice Rider, and GENESECT on the same team. That's crazy. They're both weak to fire though, so we are going to look to address that. This GENESECT will be on our team for week 6. As Zelf, however, I felt like if I picked up GENESECT that I wanted to drop as Zelf and pick up, because I wanted the electric typing back. I lost my flying resist in Copperajah, so I want to retain the flying resist. So I decided to drop a Zelf and replace it with another mon that we have already faced this season, being Raikou. Raikou was dropped by Mario B after week 5, or after week 4, I think, one of the two. So we picked up Raikou in its place. It's 14 points, just like a Zelf. So we traded 3 mons for 2 mons, all active for week 6. So yeah, it's the same speed tier as a Zelf as well, so it's really cool. And I'm comfortable using Raikou. It's honestly, I'd say Raikou is probably my favorite electric type in the format. I've had plenty of experience using it. So yeah, welcome Raikou to the squad. And then I still as of week 6, I still have Chansey on my roster, but I wasn't. I just didn't really enjoy having Chansey on my team. I wanted to dump it and make room for some other mons on my team. As currently right now I only have 10 mons, so I'm actually going to drop Chansey and pick up 2 more mons in its place. We're going to pick up Miltank for 9 points, and then we're going to grab Charge-a-Bug for 2 points. Because Chansey was 11, so 9 plus 2 is 11, simple maths. Miltank is really cool because it has thick fat, which makes it a fire resist to help support our 2 Ubers, both being weak to fire. We retain stealth rocks on this thing as well. We don't have the teleporting pivot though, but I feel like this is just something that I'm going to enjoy using on the team a little bit more than the Chansey. We lose teleport, but it is what it is. Chansey I at least brought Chansey to 1 game this season, and it even got a kill, so that's really good. All the mons that I drafted initially to the team, I brought them to at least 1 game, so I'm getting the chance to bring a lot of variety to the team this season. And we also have Charge-a-Bug now, which retains the sticky webs from Vikavolt, so we end up dropping Vikavolt and picking up Charge-a-Bug in its place because Liv actually dropped Charge-a-Bug with, like, I think on the second to last day that transactions were active. So I picked up Charge-a-Bug as my 2-point mon just to have the ability to set sticky webs again. That's basically it. That's kind of the only utility that you really get from a 2-point mon. So we'll see how often Charge-a-Bug comes, if it even comes to a game this season. But I think this makes the team just more fun in general. This is like Ubers Leagues. You want to be able to use Pokemon that you're going to enjoy using, and I feel like when I was offered a GENESECT. That was an offer that I could not refuse. And then these were just kind of other moves that I made to account for that, you could say. And well, I wouldn't say the Mill Tank and the Charge Bug were accounting for the GENESECT trade, but it was just wanting to, more so just not being super in love with having Chansey on the team. So yeah, that's going to be it, and we'll get into the team builder for week 6 now. What's up, everyone? Howler here, coach of your Delta Gligars. Today I'm bringing you the week 6 team builder and battle for the BBL. We are going up against Jess Kurt and his Walt Disney Landorus. You can see his team over on the right side of the screen. This was originally supposed to be against Grandmaster D-Ray, but he dropped before the season started. Kurt took the team over and has used it extremely well, losing his week 1 game, but since then rattling off 4 wins in a row, and currently sits in second place right behind us with a 4-1 plus 12 differential. He actually has a better differential than we do at the moment. So I think I've prepped a pretty good team overall. Yeah, I'm not going to get into the it was really funny. I play Owen and D-Ray back to back. Owen picked right before D-Ray in the draft and took Marshadow, which D-Ray was obviously going to take because he is a ghost type fanatic. So then that's how he ended up with Zekrom. Water under the bridge for Owen and D-Ray now, because D-Ray ended up dropping, and I'm sure that Zekrom has been putting in the finest for Kurt. So Zekrom plus Celesteela is just disgusting. Anyways, starting off with our Calyrex here, we are bringing Agility for the first time this season. So with 220 speed EVs and Adamant Nature, we will outspeed his entire team after getting an Agility off. That includes the Weavile. And we can Glacial Lance everything that's not Slowbro, and I want to say that's the only resist that he has. I mean, Weavile's not really a resist. It like Weavile literally drops to Glacial Lance. So that doesn't really count as a resist. Megahorn is there for Slowbro, and then we also have Crunch as a secondary option to knock out the Gengar. The reason for that being is Gengar has Curse Body, and I do not, under any circumstances, want him Curse Bodying my Glacial Lance. So, and it's also a more accurate option to click against Slowbro if it's like really low and I've already got an attack boost or something like that. So that's why we have the Crunch there. And the weakness policy, hopefully if we can send this in against stuff like the Weavile or the Gengar. Those are the main 2 things that may want to hit us super effectively, even the Celesteela as well. And we can take any hits from those and get, like, we really don't need that much attack investment to blow through his team with Glacial Lance. And if we get a weakness policy boost, it's not much taking hits from this thing. And with the HP investment, we should always be able to take even a +1 Adamant Bolt Strike from Zekrom. That thing hits ridiculously hard. It's not quite as powerful as Glacial Lance, but still very, very, very strong. So we need to make sure that we keep Calyrex out of range for that Zekrom if it starts setting up and gets really scary. There is a possibility he brings Fling with the TR, whatever the heck the number is. I think 41 is Overheat or something like that. That might do the trick, which is something that he has done before. And if he did that, he would have a decent chance at knocking me out, but hats off to him if he does that. Urshifu has a phenomenal matchup here as well. The only, his fairy type is Tapu Bulu. We are actually playing Tapu Bulu 2 weeks in a row because he and Owen traded Rillaboom for Tapu Bulu. So, and Kurt then also picked up Slowbro, which Mario B dropped. We prepped for the Slowbro in week 3. We're prepping it for it again here. So yeah, I mean, this thing, I'm going to lead with this thing and click Wicked Blow on turn 1 most likely. Really the only thing on his team that scares me out is the Gengar. Even if we ran Assault Vest on this thing, Dazzling Gleam still knocks us out. So yeah, I'm forced out if Gengar leads. Especially if he's like a subset anticipating us to go for a Sucker Punch, then we don't want to let him get a free sub up going for Sucker Punch or anything like that. Poison Jab there for Bulu. Drain Punch is the fighting move to hit Weavile because, you know, that's going to do enough damage. We don't need to be dropping our defenses with close combat. And then the Copa Berry allows us to take a hit from Celesteela because I have a strong feeling that Autotomized Special Attack Celesteela is going to come here. So we can safely stay in on that thing and click Wicked Blow against it if it wants to lead outright and just go for Autotomize immediately. But yeah. The Heligo is our Gengar switch in. We have enough speed for the Zekrom just to get some chip off against it if it wants to come in against us. Light Screen, we can. I'm not sure how. This is pretty like kind of a mixed bag set, honestly. But Light Screen could help us against a potential like special attack Autotomized Celesteela, and just take it from special attackers on his team in general. So we have to have two attacking options on the Heligo to attack the Gengar, because of Curse Body. I don't. If this is my response to the Gengar, I don't want to be walled by it because I only have one attack that can break its substitute. So we have Knockoff. Knockoff is gonna do enough damage to that thing, and it also can knock off any items. Like if Celesteela wants to switch in, we can knock its item off. If it's leftovers, we'll find it out. And if it's weakness policy, we'll know, we'll get really good information on what kind of set he is. I think weakness policy is pretty likely. I have Talonflame and Raikou on my roster. Usually when you bring your electric and fire types against Celesteela, but I am not in this game, and that could make a more defensive, annoying Celesteela even more annoying because I don't have great ways to break it. But yeah, let's just hope that doesn't come and that I'm bang on with the Autotomized set. Stealth Rocks, get him up. They're good chip. His only removal is like he can have Defog Swoobat or Rapid Spin Hitmonlee. Removal's not great, and his only rocker is Rhyperior, so I think there's a good chance that could come, and that would wall this Nihilego, unfortunately, but it's too bad we couldn't fit Grass onto this set, although he will have to fear it, I guess. If you did not see our transaction video from the other day, I should have put one up yesterday. We do have Genesect and Raikou on our team now, so Genesect is making its debut. Some people pronounce it Genesect. I think that doesn't roll off my tongue as easily, so we're gonna go with Genesect. Shift Gear with 3 attacks. After the Shift Gear, we outspeed even a Scarfed Gengar. I did not creep Scarfed Weavile. I just don't think that's a good set against me. Although if he's countering Shift Gear Genesect, then maybe he could do it. We are download special attacks, so if Celesteela is not running any bulk, then we will get a special attack boost. Like if it's not invested in its defenses at all, then we will get a special attack boost against that. And so Thunderbolt should be doing lots of damage to that thing. And then Zekrom is actually naturally bulkier than Celesteela. It has base 100 HP and 100 SPDF. So we have the Technoblast with Chill Drive. We have the 120 base power Ice move to hit the Zekrom. And we are bulky enough to be able to take 1 Bolt Strike unboosted from the Zekrom as well. So we can shift gear in front of that thing. We can shift gear in front of a lot of different things. We can even take Flamethrower from +1 special attack Celesteela behind a light screen. There's a very, very solid chance that we live that. It's not guaranteed, but it is a roll in our favor to live, as long as rocks aren't up on our side of the field. That's why we have this Tapu Fini to switch into the Rhyperior and defog Stealth Rocks away immediately. I think Choice Specs is a really fun bring here. Choice Specs Scald is nice to chip down the Celesteela, and because it's not grounded, it does have a chance to get burned, and getting that burn chip on Celesteela could be very valuable. And then Moonblast for Zekrom. Shadow Ball, if we bring this in on a Slowbro and his Gengar wants to try to switch in on us, we can OHKO the Gengar with Choice Spec Shadow Ball. So I think this is a really fun Tapu Fini set this week. And then last is going to be our Runerigus, which is a immunity to Zekrom's Bolt Strike, and that's huge because we need immunities to moves as strong as a Bolt Strike coming from Zekrom. Earthquake's not gonna knock it out. It should be a 2-hit KO though. We'll have to again be careful of a potential weakness policy Zekrom. That would probably just destroy us. Not gonna lie, but and then double rocks, because if I have to be switching in my Tapu Fini to defog his rocks, I like to have stealth rocks on as many mons as possible, because getting the chip against his team, breaking sashes, stuff like that is going to be really nice. Poltergeist will kind of act like a knockoff against the Celesteela. It will reveal what item it is. So and it also hits Slowbro super effectively, which we have a couple of EVs in there to maybe speed creep. Hits Swoobat super effectively if that thing wants to come as well. And then Body Press, just so we don't get so that we don't get walled by a Lickilicky. I don't think Lickilicky comes when I have Urshifu on my team, but if he really wants to bring like a Chople counter set, and I will have to be afraid of a sashed counter lead Weavile as well. I mean, if he wants to bring a set like that, then good for him. Like, I think it's a pretty good option, honestly. So if it works, then cool. Hopefully it just doesn't work. Weavile shouldn't be able to kill my Urshifu otherwise, unless it's banded low kick. So, and if it's banded low kick, I get a free switch into my Runerigus because we're immune. So that's going to be our team. Hope you're looking forward to the battle, which will be coming up right now. Okay, here we are for the battle against Kurt. One thing I forgot to mention in the team builder, always excited to play against fellow Canadians. Kurt hailing from Manitoba. I want to say, I know his team name. The first time I played him in APA Academy was the Portage, I think it's Portage Herdiers. And Portage La Prairie is a place in Manitoba, so it could be, that's where I'm guessing he's not too far off from there. So the second of two fellow Canadians on our schedule this season, and there's a third that is not on our schedule, unfortunately. I would have liked a chance to play Stremmy for sure. I think that's how you say his name, Stremmy TV. But hopefully we'll get a chance to play in another league down the road. We are trying to improve to 6-0 with a very, very offensive team. I expect this to be a quick one. But it's not taking too quick for us to connect by the looks of things. So I'll probably have to cut back to when we finally do. Okay, here we go. Always takes like 2 or 3 times to press A before it actually starts communicating and goes to the team preview screen. That always makes me worry. I'm unusually nervous for this game, considering how we're like both basically locked for playoffs at this point, I would say. I mean, 1 and 2 in the league halfway through the season. Okay, so he did bring the Rhyperior. So he's got rocks there. He did not bring Swoobat, Lickilicky, Hitmonlee, or what's the other thing? What's the other thing he didn't bring? I can't think of it. Oh, Slowbro. He didn't bring Slowbro. So that's twice now that my opponents have not brought Slowbro against my Calyrex. Very intriguing. So the only Glacial Lance resist, I say with quotations, is going to be the Weavile. Other than that, if he's got no Scarfers, then Calyrex just fucking destroys shit. once it gets its agility up. But we are going to lead with our Urshifu as I have planned. And we're going to get into this match. Good luck and have fun to Kurt. Let's make it a good one. Hopefully the land server holds up for us. He's got the Spikemuth background, respect, although I don't think that gives him a special stadium background. It'd be cool if you could battle in Piers' little underground gym. Long black screen. You'll love to see it. Here we go. He is going to lead off with Infinity the Rhyperior. Okay. I just want to Wicked Blow this thing. I don't want to proc a weakness policy or anything. He could have counter on this. Come on. If he has counter on this, then so be it. I could also just go into Finny right away and click Scald. But he has the Bulu to switch into Scald. Just click the button, man. Just click the button, see what happens. I mean, Rhyperior is very naturally bulky, obviously, so there's a chance that he could build this to not be 2-hit KO'd by Wicked Blow. And we're not like any sort of boosting item either, but I'm just going to click it and see what happens. Oh, that's fat as hell. Good lord. Throws up the rocks. Okay, I am wishing that I went into Fitty now. And very, very, very bulky Rhyperior. He has leftovers, is not going to be weakness policy. So if he thinks I'm Scarf... If he thinks I'm Scarf and switches Bulu here, I should click Wicked Blow again, because then I may be able to surprise him with Poison Jab. Like, if he wants to save this thing, like, he may want to save this thing for Nihilego. Because otherwise, like, he could also go Celesteela on Nihilego, but he also doesn't know that I don't have Grass Knot on Nihilego, so if I weren't Choice, could switch up my moves, I could easily click Grass Knot against this thing and get rid of it. Okay, so he switches out. Does he go into the Bulu? Ferdinand, I believe, is the Bulu. So once again, if he thinks I'm Scarfed, he could also be like Scarfed Dazzling Gleam, in which case I would probably just go out into my... He's not gonna... So unfortunately, I don't get Grassy Terrain Recovery, so I cannot tell if he is... I cannot tell if he is going to be Scarfed. Because if he received Terrain Recovery first, then I would know. But I'm just going to click it. And he could be like Kabia Berry or something. Yeah, his only fairy move is Dazzling Gleam, which he probably has. But this is a potential switch in to Finny that would just drop potentially. So I'm fine with just staying in and clicking the button. I also have Genesect for this, so there's a chance if he predicts Genesect to come out that he could double into Celesteela. That would be a pretty good mid-ground play. But I think if Celesteela came out... okay, so that looks like a Kabia Berry. Very bulky team so far. Down goes Urshifu. Crit definitely didn't matter. Okay, so against this thing we could potentially shift gear with Genesect, and we should absolutely get a special attack boost. Although we wouldn't knock out Celesteela if he is if he's not offensive. But we still get a massive chunk off against it. I'm just gonna go Genesect and click shift gear. Really wishing, honestly, that I had brought U-turn on. Actually, the grassy terrain recovery right here is going to be nice. We get an attack boost! You gotta be kidding me! How is this thing more specially bulky than that? That annoys me a lot. I'm not going to click shift gear now, because I want the special attack boost. I'll just click Technoblast. He doesn't have... if he thinks I'm going to U-turn out, and he could pivot into Celesteela, in which case I think I would probably go Finny on Celesteela and defog his rocks away. I imagine that's what's coming out. Yep. He has this in 2 different leagues at the moment, so. Unfortunately, we don't have a fire type Technoblast. That would have been really nice right here. And he is bulkier Celesteela. It's not going to be autotomized. I mean, he could still be autotomized with leftovers, but. May be regretting not having a fire move on this right now. I'm going to switch out into the Finny, get these rocks away. He doesn't know that I'm going to be locked into defog. He could pull a switch back into the Bulu, in which case I would just go back into this Genesect, I think. That's really the only thing I have to switch into a Bulu at this point. I cannot believe that... See, if I got the special attack boost from Bulu right there, Technoblast and the Thunderbolt would easily knock this thing out. Easily. But it's potentially also my bad for not having a Fire-type Technoblast. Does just go for the Flamethrower, so that's good for us, obviously. And he will see that we're not leftovers. And I'm going to defog these rocks immediately and hope that he switches out. Hope that maybe he thinks we're like a taunt. We're a taunt, so that taunt Nature's Madness or Stallbreaker set to bring this down. Worst, well, I mean, he could bring in Gengar on this. But I do have mine to hella go for that. Worst case scenario is probably a Weavile switch, but that would be really, really risky. Does stay in, so we are going to have to switch out now. Does he have Giga Drain? I defogged my own terrain. Okay, that's really fucking annoying. So I do have to switch out on this now. I may have to go into Runerigus, click Rocks, and then bring Tapu Fini back in. I'm annoyed by these. The server is obviously not the best right now. So I think our switch has to be Rune, and unfortunately this is going to get weakened for Zekrom, but we kind of just have to like find a chance to set up before he can with his Zekrom. And worst comes to worst, we keep our Calyrex at full health. We can live a hit from Zekrom, and then we just have to hope we can win with the Genesect. So is he going to be fully special? Flash Cannon. Do we take 2 Flash Cannons? Pretty well. Pretty easily. Oh! Come on, dude. That's unfortunate. So he doesn't have... Interesting. He doesn't have the Heavy Slam for... He doesn't have the Heavy Slam for Nihilego. I want to say I take another Flash Cannon even after this Spadef drop, but that's really unfortunate. Just going to get the rocks up. At least if Zekrom is like scarfed into an electric move, then we can switch this in, but it's good. Our Runerigus is like no longer a Zekrom check, which really stinks. I am so rattled that Bulu did not give Genesect a Spatak boost. Like, how do you bring that as a Urshifu check? And have a higher Spadef stat than special defense stat? Like, I'm pretty sure Bulu's physical defense is naturally is naturally better, right? It's like every single turn, dude. Every single turn. Takes fucking forever. Okay, we are going to save this as a sack, though. We're not going to give him a free Beast boost. And we're going to bring in Finny again and click Scald. Try to weaken this thing as much as possible. We're just going to Scald the crap out of him. Good play here if you click Leech Seed, but you could be... Oh, he switches, actually. Into the Rhyperior. Ah, good for us! Very good for us. I do just click Scald here. Now, if the Bulu's speed invested, Bulu could outspeed us still. Would a Specs Moonblast knock this out? I want to say it would, because that was incredibly Fizz Death. But if he goes Celesteela on Moonblast, that's really bad. And we will be able to tell if his Bulu is faster. We will be able to tell if his Bulu is faster because we'll both get Grassy Terrain Recovery, so we can decide what we want to do from there. It's probably not a good idea to let him recover a ton of HP with Horn Leech if he is going to be faster than us. But it's pretty low, it's going to take rocks, so it might even just die to this Scald on switch in. He's going to save this and go into the Bulu. I want to say you drop. I want to say this is dead. Although we do know that it's got special defense. Scald comes out and he dies. Perfect. and we'll get a little bit of grassy terrain recovery as well. So down goes the Bulu. Very interested to know if he knows that we're specs or not. If he brings Zekrom out, I think we don't have a choice. We have to go into Runerigus and just sack it, and then bring Calyrex in. And he has grassy terrain up for the Zekrom too. So, oh man, this is making me regret not having Memento on Runerigus. Because if he wanted to just, he can set up in front of Runerigus as long. Oh, he goes Celesteela instead. That's exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. Perfect. Click Scald again. Choice Specs Scald. We've seen Flash Cannon, Flamethrower. You might have Giga Drain, but even though Grassy Terrain is up, you do not get the boost from it because you're not grounded. You have a chance to burn. I like this matchup for chipping down Celesteela, especially because it's a bulkier set, so we need chip on it for Genesect to potentially knock it out. Big damage. Do we get a burn? Yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There is a Leech Seed. Is your last move Protect? You're still getting so much chip from recovery from that. That's insane. But at least the burn is going to help cancel some of that out. So is it worth me saving this right now? Because he still has Rhyperior. We know he's got Flash Cannon on. Now, if I had Grass Knot, I would definitely go Nihilego right here, I think. But Rhyperior allows him to just bring that in and get the rocks up again, which I do not want. So, yeah, I don't think I have another play just to stay in and keep clicking Scald here. As long as we're staying in here and clicking Scald, then Rhyperior can't come in and set rocks. Protect is the last move. That's really fucking annoying. But we're still getting Grassy Terrain recovery. So Leech Seed isn't chipping us down as much. Man, Kurt really likes his bulky-ass Celesteela sets. I mean, he could go... Theoretically, he could go Zekrom here if he knows that we're choice specs, but he risks getting burned by Scald. I'm just going to keep clicking it. Scald should do like 50% to Gengar as well. We may just sack off Runerigus to the Gengar in all honesty, because I don't want to allow his Rhyperior to come in and get rocks up again. Let's just stay in. So this he's definitely going to 1v1 us with this thing, I think. He can just keep clicking Protect over and over. And I can't set up... I can't set up with Genesect in this thing's face, but I think I can with Calyrex for sure. And as long as he's not scarfed on either Weavile or Gengar, we should be good. So I think I want one more Scald off against this, and then I could potentially preserve this. And sack Runerigus. Because I don't think if I gave him a kill, that I'd be giving him a beast boost in special attack. But I think Calyrex lives anyway. I think Calyrex would live a +1 hit from this regardless. I can't believe how annoying this thing is. I need another Scald against it. Dude, it just recovers so much fucking HP. And we lose our Grassy Terrain recovery as well, but this is the turn we're going down, so... Unless he decides to save this thing. At this point, we just hope he kind of knocks us out. Doesn't get a special attack, or I guess Fizz Def Beast Boost. Fizz Def Beast Boost would be annoying. But then if he gets a Fizz Def Beast, so we can't shift gear with Genesect on this, because he has Flamethrower. I would need my light screen up. Flash Cannon, this should knock us out. And we won't get Leech Seed recovery this turn. The Beast Boost is going to be Spadef. Okay. So we absolutely bring Calyrex in here, 100% of the time. And we go for the agility. Unfortunately, if Gengar is Choice Scarfed, we will not get we won't get a special attack boost from Gengar with we won't get a special attack boost from Gengar with I would think we outspeed this thing. We could just knock it out with Glacial Lance. Actually, that might be the better play. Because you get, if you go for Leech Seed and don't activate the weakness policy, you're gonna get like 3/8 of your HP back. No, leftovers cancels out burn, so you're gonna get a quarter of your HP back. You should still die to Glacial Lance, for sure. We should get special attack boost from Zekrom and Rhyperior. Shit. I'm gonna knock this thing out. I'm just gonna knock this thing out. I should outspeed. Yeah. Okay. And I don't think he can knock us out with anything. So we're getting an attack boost. That's awesome, obviously. Silacila dies. Nothing should be able to kill us. If he brings in Gengar, I'll probably click Crunch to knock it out. I don't even think Specs Gengar knocks this out. Weavile comes in, actually, and it is not Boots. Genesect does not get a special attack download boost from this. I'm just looking because I think I would have to go into I'm gonna click agility, see what happens here. Like, Banded Knockoff shouldn't kill. We eat that. Weakness policy procs. Question is he scarfed? He's not scarfed, he's Life Orb. Perfect. And we should outspeed this now. We're We're +3 attack, and we're about to be +4. Unless he Scarfed Gengar, we can outspeed Scarf Gengar with Genesect. And we can bring in the Heligo. Unless he's got Fire Punch on Rhyperior, we can set up in front of Rhyperior. We'll get our special attack boost then. So Glacial Lance knocks this thing out now. He could go for Ice Shard, get a little bit of chip. Really don't care. Doesn't click Ice Shard. So Weavile's dead. We did... I'm pretty sure he has pressure, so like he stalls out 2 of our Glacial Lances, but whatever. We still have 5 left. So we're now at +4 attack. Absolutely nothing lives a hit from this. Nothing. The only way he outspeeds is if he has either a Scarf to Zekrom or a Scarf to Gengar. If he goes Cheshire, so Gengar. Okay, so this thing, I want to say this thing is Scarfed. So if he knocks us out, then we have to go Nihilego. Nihilego takes on Gengar, Scarf Gengar all the time. And then we just need to bring in Genesect against either Rhyperior or Zekrom, and Shift Gear should win us the game. He's not Scarfed! Perfect! Calyrex cleans this game! Amazing. Wow, that was a very loud clap, so I'm sorry. So, Calyrex is picking up 5 kills and is now 16-1 on the season. Oh my god. That is amazing. I believe this is going to be a 4-0 win. Infinite, this Pokemon is fucking broken, dude. It is ridiculously good. There's no doubt in my mind that this Mon is going to be banned next season in BBL. It is so goddamn good. Honestly didn't need weakness policy boost in this game. Like, literally did not need it. Could have been any other item. Could have been like boots and not cared so much about stealth rocks. And still clicked the button and won this game. It's fucking nuts. See, he had the Rhyperior to underspeed Calyrex and Trick Room as well, so that if I was a Trick Room set, probably wouldn't have been able to sweep with this. And out comes the Zekrom. We are now at +6 attack, because we've gotten 4 kills already, and plus the weakness policy. And this Zekrom about to be obliterated. Fun fact, Calyrex is 16-1, 15 of those kills with Glacial Lance. We clicked Crunch against Gengar specifically so that Glacial Lance would not be disabled by Curse Body. And I don't think Crunch got disabled regardless. I wasn't paying attention. No wonder people are complaining in coach chat week in and week out that they have to prepare for this thing. Oh my god. What else can I say? This Mon for 22 points? Bruh! For 22 points, on top of that, you now have to prepare for Genesect, a second Uber on this team. A second Uber on a team with Calyrex Ice Rider. Now, Kurt didn't even have a fire type on his roster. I think that really hurt him. We're definitely gonna once we face it against really strong fire types, we'll see how well we do against those guys. But GG to Kurt, like his his team was just, I don't think this was a good matchup for him at all. We will take the 4-0 dub, improve to 6-0, and if we weren't already a lock for playoffs, I'm pretty sure we are going to be now. 6-0 plus 14, pretty solid. I think Choice Specs Finny was really good, even though he ended up bringing a bulkier Celesteela set that still like took us on pretty easily. The Scald was really important. Was a really important bring there to cancel out the leftovers. Because you know, if I had, I don't think that. I think I made the right play by just getting rid of the Celesteela because he was going to Elite Seed me. Well, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't going to. I'm curious to know what move he clicked on that turn. But he maybe could have clicked something that activated our weakness policy. But regardless, no matter what he brought in after that, we were still gonna live a hit from anything. Like I'm pretty sure we lived Specs Gengar Shadow Ball. And if we saw that he was like, if he was Specs Gengar Shadow Ball and Scarfed Weavile to outspeed Shift Gear Genesect, then maybe he could have had a chance to win that. But yeah, like Calyrex just showing why it is, in my opinion, the best mon in this format, especially valued at only 22 points, allowing me to trade for a second Uber on my team. Good lord, like, people prepping for my team are not going to be having much fun for the rest of the season. That's all I gotta say. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel to keep up with all of our Draft League content. Go subscribe to Kurt as well. Support our fellow Canadian in his content creation endeavors. He's doing really well in the league so far, so yeah, definitely go check him out. Next week, week 7, will be against Tapu Trevi and his Long Island Golducks, another team that was 4-1 going into this week. So yeah, I hope you're looking forward to that one.